I'd like to call the regular scheduled meeting of the Kingston City Council. I'd like to ask everyone to please stand. Mr. Brown, would you lead us in invocation? Ms. Wright, would you lead us in the pledge of flag?
Pray with me, please. Our Father, we come to you again with grateful hearts. We just love you so much, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to sit here as a body to do business with the citizens of Kingston. We ask that you be with each and every one of us and with the citizens of Kingston. We ask especially that you be with the state of Kentucky after another fatal shooting there yesterday. Just be with them. Don't know the solution, but we know that you have a plan for all of us. And again, we give you praise every day for sending your Son to die on the cross for our sins. We thank you for everything that you do for us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Lady City. Now, clerk, you please call the roll.
Councilmember Rabel. Councilmember Brown.
Present.
Councilmember Childs.
Present.
Councilmember Johnson.
Present.
Councilmember Councilmember Wright.
Present.
Mayor Neal.
Present. Next, we have two sets of minutes to approve. Do I hear a motion to approve both sets of minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second? Second. Motion by Mr. Wright, second by Mr. Childs. Any corrections, deletions?
No changes, sir.
Mr. Childs, see that? Madam Clerk, call roll, please.
Councilmember Brown.
Yes.
Councilmember Childs.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
Mayor Neal.
Aye. Now I've got a proclamation to read. I'm going to read it from up here so everyone can hear it and then present it in just a moment. So, whereas April 26, 2023 is declared National Drug Endangering Children Awareness Day, and whereas the month of April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and whereas drug endangerment children are at risk of abuse and neglect due to their parents or caregivers, illegal drug use, possession, manufacturing, cultivation, or distribution. And whereas children whose caretaker substance misuse interferes with his or her ability to parent and provide a safe and nurturing environment can be a risk. And whereas the intervention drug endangerment child can move from risk to presidency. Whereas presidency can break generational cycles of drug and child abuse and can change the trajectory of child's lives. And whereas all citizens in Tennessee can play a role in reducing risk and building relicency. Now therefore be resolved by we, the City of Kingston, do hereby proclaim April 26th as Drug Endangered Child Awareness. Thank you. No problem. Now we set aside time for citizens that wish to appear before the council. Does anyone wish to bring any city business before this council tonight? Yeah. And wait. We can do it when it comes up, it'll be fine. Anyone else wish to address the city council? All right, seeing none, we have reports. We'll go with Mr. Childs. Do you have anything to report?
No, sir.
Mr. Brown?
Everything's in your packet. That's the reason your packet's so big. That's got the Solid Waste Advisory Board, which is very lengthy, and the 911 report.
Ms. Wright, anything?
Just wanted to thank all the city employees that were involved in having another successful fishing tournament over the weekend. They had around 250 boats, and it was great fishing, even though there were multiple tournaments on Watts Bar over the weekend. But I just wanted to let all the employees tell them thank you.
Ms. Johnson? Do you have anything?
Yes, I have a few things from the last library meeting that they'd like me to share with the council. And I shared this last month, but again, there's a continued influx of new patrons to the library. In December, they issued 18 new library cards, and in March, they issued 58. Computer use is increasing. They have 12 computers available for patrons to use. And the Kingston Public Library is a TWRA voter safety testing location. It's the only one in Roane County. They have study booklets available for free, and testing appointments can be scheduled by calling the library. And a cost savings fund over the past several months of using new LED lighting installed throughout the library. They've noticed a reduction in their electric bill. That's all.
Thank you. One thing I'll want to chime in that it seemed like the street fest went very well 2 weeks ago. Got lucky on the weather for sure. Now the city manager's report. Mr. Rowland, do you have anything to add?
Thank you, Mayor. I have a few things here. Obviously, it's a busy time of year, a lot going on. I feel like I'm in a little bit of a tunnel with the budget, but I do have a few things to report on. In addition to my written report, we talked about last week, and of course, it's item B on the agenda tonight, but just wanted to let you know, in light of Mr. Williams' passing, the East Tennessee Development District is going to be sending down someone to work with us in the interim to finish out this contract. Laura Smith will be the planner that they're assigning. I've worked with Laura in the past. She won't be the permanent solution, but she will be here to help us if need be. So she'll be assigned to us. Also, they haven't, to my knowledge, started promoting this yet, but do want to let you know that our next O&L concert is coming up. That'll be May the 13th. Of course, again, be free. That'll be at the amphitheater. We should start seeing promotions start on that anytime. They do have 2 acts reserved. Again, they haven't officially announced it, but both of these acts have put them on their website, so I feel confident. It's Larry Keel and the Hackensaw Boys. So if you keep up with that type of music, you may be familiar with both of those acts. But I think it'll be a great show, and hope everybody will come out and stay tuned for more information on that to be coming. Couple things we talk about every month, but get questions on. One being Ladd Boulevard, the SDP project. We're still waiting on final approval of the utility coordination plans that were submitted and to receive the notice to proceed to construction from TDOT. That could come tomorrow, that could come 2 months from now. We just really don't know, but the plans are ready. We have the construction documents ready to go when we do get that approval, so there won't be a delay there. As soon as they get the notice to proceed, they will submit those to TDOT the same day, and then we'll schedule a field construction review with TDOT still having the goal of getting this project out bid this summer. So just as soon as we get that notice to proceed, we'll be moving forward. Also, the bill grant, another hurry up and wait project. We're still waiting on review, HWA reviewing the firm that submitted for the RFQ, and just as soon as we get green lighted on that will start moving forward. The only other thing I wanted just to double check, I know we mentioned last week that about doing the budget workshop at the conclusion of the May 2nd council workshop. Just want to make sure that was still good with everybody. I know we have at least one that won't be here. Again, just want to throw that out before we get too deep in the planning on that to make sure that date sticks. Of course, our still ultimate goal is to do first reading in May and the second reading in June, but if there's a date that works better for you all for the workshop, by all means, we just threw out May 2nd as an idea. So I'll leave that to you all to decide, but if you would rather do that a different day or time, just let us know. We'll coordinate that to whatever works best for everybody's schedules.
I will be gone, and I won't be in a place where I can call in. But we'll continue without me. I have full confidence in the city manager and Michelle's ability to prepare a balanced budget.
Okay, so that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
Any questions for the city manager?
Did you say that it's, this would be after our regular workshop?
Yeah,
The same evening, just after?
Yes, that's the idea we threw out. That's totally up to you guys. If you'd rather do it, sometimes we've done it during the day.
I will be able to do that. But,
Yeah.
But that'll be fine for me after the workshop.
Okay. We'll try to hopefully have a light agenda next month, so.
It's not looking that way.
Yeah, like I said, try. But yeah, that's the plan, is to do it at the conclusion of the workshop.
Item 7 is addition of items to the meeting agenda revised after the close of the agenda deadline by unanimous consent of all members present. Do I have any items to be added to the agenda?
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Brown?
I will have 3 items that I would ask for unanimous consent to place at the heels of the agenda. I'm assuming that all of you received the email this afternoon about the resignation of Vice Mayor Tara Stockton. So I would move, for the next item would be to accept the resignation. And that would be
That'd be yes.
E. And then the second thing, with her being the vice mayor, I would move that we add to the agenda to appoint a vice mayor. Then number 3 after that would be a discussion for the procedure to fill the vacancy on the Kingston City Council due to the resignation of Ms. Stockton.
Question before I ask for a second. Can we put all 3 of these at one time, or do we need to vote on each one of them separately?
Just my opinion, I'll yield. I would think that, I would certainly think that F would need to be done separately. Now, you may want to,
I mean, to add them to the agenda.
oh, no, to do that, yeah, you can add them all in one motion.
Sure.
I thought you meant take them up.
No, they're all to be separated now. So, Mr. Brown has put forth on the floor, accept the letter of resignation for Vice Mayor Stockton, elect a Vice Mayor in Ms. Stockton's place, and discussion procedure for replacing the City Council. Do I hear a second to add these 3 items to the agenda? There's a second. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Councilmember Childs?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Wright?
Yes.
Mayor Dan?
Aye. That will be under new business, E, F, and G. Now, unfinished business number 8 is consideration of the second and final reading of an ordinance 2303-1401, an ordinance amending the annual budget for the city of Kingston, Tennessee for fiscal year 2022-2023. Do you hear a motion for this second and final reading?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Ms. Wright, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Johnson. Any other discussion when we have Tuesday night?
No, sir.
Madam Clerk, call roll on this second and final reading.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Councilmember Childs?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Wright?
Yes.
Mayor Dan?
Aye.
5 ayes.
Under new business, item A is consideration to approve a request from Caldwell Banker to close portions of Spring Street and 3rd Street on May 20th for a concert at the Jim Henry Event Center. I thought we did, I think it's just Spring Street now, correct?
Yes, they have, Chief Washington met with them, and that has been amended a little bit since the agenda went out, but take a speak to them.
Do you hear a motion to close Spring Street on May the 20th for this event at the Jim Henry Center? Make a motion. Is there a second?
Second for discussion.
And just for its, I'm sorry.
Get permission to speak. Hold on a second. Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Ms. Wright. Mr. Childs, do you have anything? Ms. Wright, do you have anything?
She's here. What will be the use of the road closure?
That will be our entrance into so we have the Knoxville Symphony coming for, on May 20th. So the road there will be the entrance in because it is a ticketed event, so we will be having it enclosed. So we'll have we did talk to the gentleman at that owns the Regions Bank there. We'll have our VIP and handicap parking there. And then the only thing that will be there is really it's just to keep traffic flow from back and forth.
Okay.
And it would be our entrance into the event.
So nothing will be set up in the road?
Mm-mm,
It's
no.
just you're going to be your entrance?
Just gonna be the
And
entrance,
keep
yeah.
traffic from...
Yeah, we won't have anything in the road, and we're not blocking anything on 3rd Street as well. We're just gonna have some officers help direct some people into the event in the beginning.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Brown?
No, Ms. Wright's taking care of it, thank you.
Anyone else have any discussion on this? Madam Clerk, call the roll on closing 3rd Street, or Spring Street, on May the 20th.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Councilmember Childs?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Wright?
Yes.
Mayor Nixon?
Aye.
5 ayes.
Item B is consideration to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with Monroe County for planning services. Do you have a motion for this?
I'll make the motion.
Motion.
Second.
Ms. Wright, second Ms. Johnson. Ms. Wright?
For a long time, this city and other cities in the county would be well-served in having a dedicated planner. Although I love the services of ETDD, I feel like that they are stretched pretty thin, and they've been stretched thin for a while. And with Mr. Williams passing, this is only going to be exacerbated. So I think this would be an excellent idea, a solution to these issues that we've been having.
Ms. Johnson? Anything? Council? Madam Clerk, call the roll to enter an agreement with Monroe County.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Councilmember Childs?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Wright?
Yes.
Mayor Nixon?
Aye.
5 ayes.
Item C is consideration to recommend to the Planning Commission the adoption of amendments to the subdivision regulations of the city of Kingston. This has already gone through the Planning Commission for several months. Do you hear a motion to accept this
I'll make the
amendments?
motion.
Motion by Ms. Wright. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Johnson. Ms. Wright, do you have anything?
I do not.
Ms. Johnson? Council? Madam Clerk, call the roll to add that for the adoption of those amendments to the subdivision regulations, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Councilmember Childs?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Wright?
Yes.
Mayor Nixon?
Aye.
5 ayes.
Item D is considered to authorize the mayor to formally accept the 2023 Healthy Cities Campaign Matching Grant. This is stuff we've talked about with the outdoor court. We have a meeting scheduled tomorrow with them. I'll get more information to you after that. Do I hear a motion to authorize this? Make motion. Grant. Motion by Mr. Childs, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Johnson. Mr. Childs? Ms. Johnson, anything? Ms. Johnson, anything?
Oh, no, sorry.
Council?
You said this is matching grant?
Sort of, it's broken down in different spots.
Okay.
And I can, after we talk with them tomorrow and accept it, I can tell you more about it. And Clerk, call the roll on this grant.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Councilmember Childs?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Wright?
Yes.
Mayor Nixon?
Aye.
5 ayes.
Item E is accept letter of resignation from Vice Mayor Stockton. Do I hear a motion to accept the letter?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we accept it and make the letter as part of the minutes.
And a motion to accept the letter. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the letter. Madam Clerk, call the roll on the acceptance of the letter.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Councilmember Childs?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Wright?
Yes.
Mayor Nixon?
Aye.
5 ayes.
Item F is to elect a new vice mayor in place of Ms. Stockton. In the previous election, Mr. Brown was the second vote getter, so.
By 9 votes.
But Well, Ms. Wright, since you know there's 9 votes, would you make the motion to allow Mr. Brown to be the vice mayor?
I will make the motion.
Second. Motion by Ms. Wright, second by Mr. Childs. Yeah. Madam Clerk, call the roll to elect Tony Brown as the next vice mayor.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Councilmember Childs?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Wright?
Yes.
Mayor Nixon?
All right. Had to vote with 9 votes indeed. Item G is discussion of the procedure of replacing a city council member. It's been several years since we've done, not several years, but a few years since we've done this. Does anybody have any discussion on how we should do it? I think last time we asked for people to submit applications and did interviews. I think it was right in the middle of COVID, and we did them on Zoom. Is that still the will of this council today?
Mr. Mayor, you know, well, part of this is set forth in the charter. We've got 60 days to appoint a replacement. The 60-day clock started today, even though her letter was dated yesterday. We accepted it today, so it starts today, that we've got to have somebody appointed. And if we don't, we've got 120 days from the 60 days to have a special election, which would cost us around $10,000 to elect this one vacant seat. So I would urge us to, whatever we do, is to have somebody appointed within 60 days. So I think we advertise, we instruct the city manager and clerk to advertise the vacancy, and that, you know, that's going to, we don't have much time. 60 days isn't a long time if you look at, you know, we got 2 work sessions and 2 council meetings in that time frame. Don't know, we may not have anybody, so I think the sooner we get started with interviewing and get people of interest, the better off we are. So we can have somebody appointed in the June our council meeting, regular meeting.
So advertise now, interview, workshop, vote at the meeting next month.
If we're talking about doing it May 2nd and have the deadline at,
When do packets go out, the Friday before?
yeah. So if you do the deadline on the 27th of April, that's 16 days. The packets will go out on Friday the 28th. Our work session will be on May the 2nd. And Mr. Brown, I counted up, and if we waited until June, I think it's like 63 days. Yeah, so it has to be done soon. If we still, even if in the work session we don't figure something out, we can always call a special call meeting sometime in May.
I won't be at the workshop.
How long you will be gone?
48 hours. I'm leaving on Tuesday, come back on Thursday.
You know, that's going to give us Mr. Mayor, that's going to give us an awful lot of stuff to do on that work session.
I know
And
it.
I'd sure like to have everybody here. What if we did it on the Friday after the work?
On May the 5th.
That would work.
So a special call meeting for appointment or just interviews?
I think we need to do the
Or do
interviews
we
like we
do
did last time.
Do what?
I think we do the interviews like we did last time.
But that's on the 5th?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would interview on the 5th and then have it on the agenda.
On May the 9th. Well,
Then if we, you know, that's what, don't know how many we're going to have. How many did we have the last time? 6 or 7?
Maybe 5.
5 or 6.
Do we try to interview all those on the same date, or do we move those around? What if they can't come? You know, you can still bring, even if they don't come to the interview, you can still bring somebody up. Any member can nominate anybody, even if they don't go through the interview process. I don't guess it makes any difference.
On the 9th?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
But we've got that, we agreed that on the 9th of May, we're going to elect, we're going to have on the agenda a new council person. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
So then, if we get it in the paper to advertise and put on the website by the 14th, we can do that, and we can put it on the, start it on the 14th, that'd be the Friday edition of the paper, or is it too late? So next Wednesdays, which would be the 19th.
But we can still advertise starting the 14th.
Yes.
I'm sure Ms. Jackson will have her ready to go earlier than that.
Yeah, social.
So paper, so then what kind of cutoff date do we want to have a cutoff date?
The day before the packets go out.
27th,
Well, this is a special call meeting, so
you can have it May 1st.
May the 1st?
Yeah.
That puts it on a Monday. So you'd have it at the end of business on May the 1st in case anything was mailed, and encourage them to email their resume or whatever, so we're not depending solely on the.
Mr. Brown, would you make a motion to go ahead and advertise for this position? And
Yeah, I'll move that, I'll move that we advertise the position starting the 14th of April. Cutoff date will be end of business May the 1st, and that we would have a special call meeting. Well, I guess it has to, does it have to be a meeting to interview those people, Mr. Attorney?
Mr. Brown, I would have to look into that. I can have an answer for council on early
Okay.
morning on that.
Okay.
So we're going to interview on the 5th, and hopefully to appoint somebody in the regular meeting on the 9th.
It wouldn't have to be a meeting, but it would have to be advertised. As a meeting.
Yeah.
You would do it as a workshop,
Yeah.
because that way you wouldn't be dependent on a quorum to have a meeting, that sort of thing, so.
I think that included everything. Mr. Kelly's got all that.
Can you read that back? I think I've got it understood. That start advertising on the 14th of April. Deadline is close of business May 1st, and a special call meeting to come on the 5th. For interviews appointment on the 9th.
Appointment on the 9th.
Is there a second? Second. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, will you please call?
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
By 9 votes.
Councilmember Childs.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
Mayor Hill.
Aye.
Who did I beat by 9 votes?
We'll continue to adjourn this meeting before we get into 9. Nothing else come for this council being adjourned. Then we'll call the Kingston Pier Board, their meeting to order. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Member Rabel. Vice Chair Brown.
Present.
Member Childs.
Present.
Member Johnson.
Present.
Member Wright.
Present.
Chairman Hill.
Present. Do you hear a motion to approve the previous minutes as written? I'll make a motion. Motion by Mr. Childs, is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Wright. Any corrections or deletions to minutes? Madam Clerk, call roll on the previous minutes, please.
Vice Chair Brown.
Yes.
Member Childs.
Yes.
Member Johnson.
Yes.
Member Wright.
Yes.
Chairman Hill.
Aye. Under new business tonight, we have a consideration to approve an application by Nancy Patel for an off-premise beer permit for liquor and wine at 798 Gulhar Road. Last Tuesday, we went through the beer permit. Is there a motion to accept this, approve this application?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Ms. Bright, second by Ms. Johnson. Do you have any questions, concerns?
How do you vote?
No.
Council? Your board members, I'm sorry. Madam Clerk, call the roll on the approval of this application.
Vice Chair Brown.
Yes.
Member Childs.
Yes.
Member Johnson.
Yes.
Member Wright.
Yes.
Chairman Hill.
Aye. Is there anything else coming for the beer board tonight? This meeting is adjourned. We're going to the regular meeting of the Kingston Water Board. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll for the water?
Member Rabel. Vice Chair Brown.
Present.
Member Childs.
Present.
Member Johnson.
Present.
Member Wright.
Present.
Chairman Hill.
Aye. Present, sorry. Do you hear a motion to approve the previous minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second? Second. See any corrections, deletions to the previous meeting? minutes?
I do not.
Mr. Jones? Madam Clerk, you call on the previous minutes.
Vice Chair Brown,
Yes.
Member Childs,
Yeah.
Member Johnson,
Yes.
Member Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Nixon.
Now that it's time set aside, if there's any citizens that wish to address the water board.
Dickie Maddox, 155 Old Johnson Valley Road. Water bill, appreciate it. 122% for the sewers. I started out pretty good, you know, just got a headache, doing some government auditors today. Nobody else seems to care except for me and that lady, but I'm gonna keep showing up. So, you know, and what I thought about on the way here was Mr. Dix. Now, I found out last month, you know, you lifted a 20-year moratorium because of one man. Mr. Dix is a good man. I've known him my whole life. Knew his whole family. Knew his mom and dad. We went to church together. Grew up together. Lived right down the road. You know, you changed the 20-year moratorium for one man.
No, I'm going to interrupt you right there, Mr. Maddox. No, it was not changed just for one man.
Okay. Okay, it seemed that way from one of the...
Well, I'm sorry, it's not. It was not changed just for one man.
Okay, I appreciate that. That's the way I took out of last meeting. So anyway, and like I said, it was good that you're able to help him, you know, so my thing is, I'm one person here trying to, you know, change something, whether or not it'll ever get changed or not, I don't know. Once again, I'm not arguing code, I'm just, you know, arguing the people. And just, you know, I haven't told you my situation. I'm stuck, to tell you the truth, because of where I live. I have 18 acres on Old Johnson Valley Road. I have 127 feet. I have 18 acres. I was my wife talked to Mr. Hamilton here on the phone when this all started, and she, you know, asked him the question, well, you know, if we even wanted to go on service, you know, how would it work? You know, because our water tap is not on 70, our water tap is on Johnson Valley Road. Now, I wasn't privy to that conversation, so if I say something wrong with Mr. Hamilton, you would listen to what my wife said. What she was told was that the town would have to bring the sewer down Old Johnson Valley Road, which would entail going underneath 70, and then according on which side of Old Johnson Valley you went down, you would have to go at some point, probably, I'm saying, somewhere around a quarter mile, maybe 3/16 of a mile, down Old Johnson Valley, might be a little further. And then, once again, depending on what side of the road, you would have to go, may have to go under Old Johnson Valley, which would, Mr. Hamilton told you that would be at the town expense. So, from there, just to get my water, I had to dig a trench 800 feet to get to my house. So, and the only reason I tell you this, I'm not one of these people right on 70 that can just got a straight shot. So, roughly, I've been told for me to hook to the sewer, it would cost me $20,000 to $25,000 to run just from Old Johnston Valley up to my house. I have to have a pump on the water line going into my house just so I get that pressure. It just shows you kind of where I'm at. So whether you drop my fee or not, or anybody, not just mine, but everybody like me, because I'm stuck. I got a brand new, I didn't start using my septic system until September of 2020. So it's relatively 2.5 years old. But the point is, you know, I don't have $25,000. Even if I were to hook it, it don't even make sense. So that being said, you know, I'm one person here just trying to, I thought there'd be more people, especially after the water bills went out, but I guess they're okay for paying 122% for a service that they don't use. And if they're okay with that, that's fine, but I'm going to keep arguing my point. The other thing I took away from the meeting, which evidently my first thing was wrong, so thank you for correcting me. And I went back and watched the video because y'all was talking in that little discussion at the end of the meeting last month. And the town manager, and I went back and watched the video, so if I quote, I didn't get the code exactly right. But, you know, understand the state is forcing you to do this. Supposedly what I've been told, so I'm taking you at your word on that. But what I did take away was, and the town manager said this, and he's sitting right here, he can rebuff me if I'm wrong. But he said the state gives you the authority to enforce the code, but it doesn't necessarily tell you how to enforce it. I can't find anything anywhere where the state, in any of the codes, maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, where it says, where they call out specifics of charging 122%, doubling your rate, where what I found is that they leave it pretty much up to the governing body, which is you. So that tells me that if y'all wanted to change the rates, you could. Now, they may be controlled by the comptroller. I can't find anything about the comptroller. Might not be looking. But I do have some things that I found that general opinion y'all like to talk about, 2014, right? And I'll quote you from what I pulled off online. State Attorney, Office of the Attorney General, the town attorney can look at it as well as I can. Talks about the governing body of any city or town acquiring, operating a waterworks or sewage system under this part has the power, and I'm assuming you are the governing body, and it is the governor's body duty by orders to establish and maintain just and equitable rates and charges for the use of the service rendered by the waterworks or sewage system to be paid by the beneficiary of the service. So I get that. Y'all make the rules, right? But later on in that it says, on the second page, it says Tennessee courts have held that it is permissible to have different rates among customers. For example, the Tennessee Supreme Court held without hesitation or revocation that a public utility may impose differing rates among customer classes. Now, I also know that the state told you that you can't have different rates between the county and the city. Y'all told me that, which that makes sense to me if you're using the service. Once again, I'm not using that service. I found another town attorney general opinion here, 02-051, going back on the court. And it talks about in there that customers assessed a minimum sewer bill, minimum. To me, 122% is not minimum, because the system is available to the property. Now, this was about people with the services available, but they're not connected, right? So let's say the customer assessed a minimum sewer bill. You go further down in there, the court relied principally on the statute providing that local governments shall have the power and authority to fix and collect fees or other charges for the use of or in connection with the public works project. But once again, I can't find anything in the codes where it says how to charge, what to charge. Once again, maybe with the comptroller. I brought this up last meeting, Tennessee Code 68-221-608. I don't know if that talks about charges for services, classifications of customers. First paragraph, the authority may fix the price of charges for its water, waste treatment services rendered to users within or without the service area of the authority. And I get that. That's where y'all got to charge the same for city customers and county customers. Provided the rates charged must be uniform for the same class of customers or service. So I don't see, you're dealing with two types of customers here to me. And it ain't got about anything to do with the city or county the way I'm looking at it, which is probably wrong, but you have people that actually use your service, and you have people like myself that does not use your service. It goes further in this Tennessee Code 68. In classifying customers served or service furnished by such system of sewage or water, the authority may in its discretion, you being the authority, consider any or all of the following factors. Fourth one down, the different character of the service furnished various customers. You have various customers. You have people that are hooked up. You have people that are not hooked up. Number 5, the quantity and quality of the sewage delivered. I don't deliver you any sewage. You go further in the code, Second page, the rates, prices, or charges for water, wastewater, and reuse or recycled wastewater may be a flat rate, which I brought that up first meeting. You won't charge me a reasonable flat rate to help you guys out, you won't see me back.
Mr. Maddox, it's not got nothing to do with helping us out.
Well,
This law has been
it's just a thing.
Mr. Maddox,
Okay.
this has been on the books since 1991.
Can I suggest a solution, a possible solution? You have 18 acres there, right, sir?
Yeah,
Is it possible that you can subdivide it?
I have no intention to.
So you could cut off the portion, you keep, I'm not,
I get that, I thought of that, but that daughter, that land's gonna be my daughter's someday. She's in here 30 years.
right, it wouldn't change hands, but I'm just saying, if you cut off the portion, subdivide it, make another parcel that doesn't have a house on it.
The problem that I made, and I appreciate you, I thought of that, trust me, I thought, the problem is, to keep my green line, where I get a tax credit, I have to have at least 15 acres.
Right.
To keep my farm tax exemption, I also need at least 15 acres.
So
To get 500 feet back, I'm not sure,
that'd be 3 acres.
it may be 3 acres.
And then you could keep your green belt.
But I have you a surveyor out there and everything, but I appreciate, I thought of it, trust me.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to make now, it seems like y'all got some options here.
We do, I agree, Mr. Maddox, but
And-
one of these people around this table has to bring an option to this board. I can't do it.
I know, but I've been here 3 months now, and, but anyway, I'll come back. I'll be back next month, I guess.
Thank you.
But, once again, one more. Outside, this comes out of the Kingston Water Department policy manual. Just something to think about. Outside city service. Once connected, the customer will be responsible for monthly billing rates according to the published sewer rates. Once again, I'm not using your sewer. I'm just looking for, I'm not trying to fight the code. I know the code will win. Like I said, 122%. Y'all can't do something about it. The state can do that. You know, and I'm not trying to choose to run, that's going to be it, guys. But, do you make a motion? Thank you.
Anyone else wish to address the water board?
Hello, I am Kelly Smith, 112 Bailey Road, and I'm this gentleman, I've been here already regarding the sewer situation. I'm really here just to ask a question tonight. Last month, when I was here on behalf of the North Home Park, we requested a 6-month waiver of the sewer charges in order to have time to address the situation and, take appropriate action. Then we came to the council work session, also on behalf of the Mobile Home Park, proposing a multifamily plan in which 6-month waiver would be a part of it to help mitigate those sewer charges until we could resolve in some fashion the situation. What I really wanted to do is, because since those meetings, we have received for a 27-day billing cycle, charges in excess of $1,290 for sewer services not received. So what I'm asking this evening is, has there been any consideration or approval for a waiver or a plan, or what might we need to do to get?
As I told Mr. Max, these people around here are the ones that bring stuff to this board.
Okay.
Unless someone on this board brings it up, then we don't even discuss it.
What is the process to get someone to bring it up? They just do or they don't?
They just do or they don't. Anyone else wish to address the water board tonight? Seeing none, we go to the utility director's report. Mr. Bowe.
Mayor, I will, of course, you have my written report. I don't really have anything specifically, just like on the general fund side. My focus is pretty much on the budget right now, but I would be happy to yield to the gentleman to my left here if he has any project updates or any other information that anyone to pass on to.
Yes, we've got the West Ridgecrest line, a sewer line. It is now in and complete. All we like is just going back and finishing yards and finishing up some driveways. Had a water main break for those of y'all that didn't know last Friday over at the high school. Had to take out a large section of the pavement there where it buckled it pretty bad. It's on schedule to be paved and repaired this Thursday. We'll have that road shut down starting early in the morning. Hopefully get it done and get it back to normal so we don't receive any more complaints or a lot of complaints on that. We've been out, we've had some leaks that we've repaired. We've got some yards that we've caught up on. Ward Road is going to be our next project that we start on. Was hoping to get started on it this week, but it looks like it's possibly going to be next week before we start on it. So hopefully it won't be long and we'll have that ready to move forward on. I'll keep y'all updated on it, and then as I've said previously, as soon as we finish it, we'll be going to Oberry to knock that one out.
I have a question regarding Ward Road. There is a plat that's coming up in front of Planning Commission where it looks like, I can't really tell what they're doing. It almost looks like they're combining all the property.
Would that be a Miss Ward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there will be no customers but one or two on board.
Actually, Miss Wright, she has already came in.
Okay.
She's got three homes there right now existing. She has went ahead and signed up, well, she's not signed up for service, but she has paid for tap fees for those 3 homes.
Okay.
In the discussion with her, she's going to put 2 more in at a later date, and those also will be served by sewer.
Okay, so I'm still unclear on what she's trying to accomplish with the new plat, but that's good news. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? There's no new businesses or anything else coming from the water board tonight? Seeing none, this meeting's adjourned.